Re-elect Leah Patterson Lust, probate judge.
The probate judge has hearings to determine guardianship and conservatorship, adoptions, psychiatric commitments, and to settle all estates. 480 adoption hearings. I have held almost 2,500 hearings for probate cases.
Auto insurance is a specialty with Bill Floyd Insurance Agency. Talk to Bill about home mortgage loans for an affordable housing mortgage. Consider the State Farm College Savings Plan. Enjoy State Farm banking. Pay bills, save, deposit, get loans for a busy lifestyle. See Bill Floyd today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm and Bill Floyd Insurance Agency is there. Call or come by. Visit the Bill Floyd Insurance Agency, 409 6th Street Southwest, here in Coleman.
Well, one thing about the good play from the special teams and also the defense in the second half, keeping them out of the end zone after they got the 2 touchdowns.
They did an outstanding job because of, with the speed and the talents that they have, it was important for us to try to, contain that. And we were able to do that. We talked about all week at making the power and the counter bounce and contain the toss. And that's kind of 2 totally different sides of the fence there. But, based on the plays that they send you, that's exactly what you need to do to be successful. And our defense did that in the second half. They did just that. They strung him out, and made him run into the sideline. And when they tossed it out, we kept it contained so other inside guys could help us. And, really couldn't have asked for anything more from our defense in the second half.
From one big challenge to another, you go from playing a good St. Clair County team, #1 team in the state, and #1 team in this region.
Yeah, you don't have to go and talk a whole lot about how great Oneonta's going to be. They got outstanding kids, they got outstanding coaches, and they know what it's like to win, and it's a program that's won, traditionally. So it's, we know what's coming in here. But the thing is, we talk every day about looking at opportunities and not looking at struggles. We know the game's going to be tough. Every game's tough. So, but we want to look. It's a great opportunity for us, a great opportunity for our program, our school, our kids, our community. You're playing one of the state's best. So we're going to strap it up and just get after it.
No question, the confidence is in an elevated move. A little bit here, now here, trying to get to here.
Well, the thing is that if you want to get to be one of those teams that you strive to be every day, you got to play teams like that, and programs like that. Guys have talked all year about winning the region. Well, you're not going to win this region unless you play and beat Oneonta. We
certainly wish you the very best. As big crowd here Friday night to see 2 outstanding football teams in North Alabama.
Yeah, I think so. I think the mood's going to be good. The atmosphere's going to be great, and the community's going to show up. It'll be a good night for high school football.
Thanks for joining us as always.
Thank you, Johnny.
Be sure and come out Friday night to see George Redding and the Fairview Aggies take on the #1 ranked team, the Oneonta Redskins. 4A Region 6 play. Aggies off to a 5-1 start, 3-1 in the region. I'm going to be here. How about you? 7 o'clock kickoff from Dapper Smith Stadium. We'll continue with more ICCF right after this on Channel 2 Sports.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Margaret Tootsie Seegers Fitzgerald, age 77 of Vinemont, will be at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Coleman Funeral Home Chapel. The Reverend Steve Rogers officiating, interment in Mount Vernon West Cemetery. Coleman Funeral Home directing. Miss Fitzgerald passed away on Wednesday. Visitation will be from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight at the funeral home. And that's our obituary column for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Friday, the 12th day of October. Yesterday you were dressed, you looked like you were going to do the chicken dance.
Yes.
Today looked like the leopard dance.
The leopard dance. You'll have to show me that one later.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
Sounds kind of scary.
It does.
That's kind of the fashion, isn't it? The wild animal look?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Let's check the weather and see what's going on for today. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. The weather almanac for October 12th. The average high temperature is 77. The average low is 47. The record high on this date, 90 degrees in 1954. The record low, 30 in 1993. Sunrise this morning will be at 6:50. Sunset this evening at 6:16. There's the satellite picture. Looks like quite a bit of rain moving through Tennessee. And we may see a little bit of cloud cover today. Here's the satellite picture over the southeast. And here's the forecast. Cloudy today, slight chance of an isolated shower, a high of 79. Tonight, maybe see some fog later on tonight. Otherwise cloudy, low of 56. Sunshine returns tomorrow. Should be a beautiful day tomorrow with a high near 81. Sunday, 50% chance of rain, a high of 76, 74 on Monday, down to 68 by Tuesday, back into the 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. So there we go with the weather for the next several days. Have you been able to do Oktoberfest events?
No.
You went Monday.
Oktoberfest events.
Monday you went to lunch, didn't you?
I did go to lunch on Monday. Mostly I am working, so I'm not able to go to the Oktoberfest events, but I hear it's very fun.
So the rest of us will have to party double hardy for Paige.
Yes.
Because she'll be working.
That's right.
Yes. Well, let's see. Nighttime activities at the Clark Street Beer Garden. They have a dance party from 6 until midnight tonight.
Tonight?
Mm-hmm. When you get off work.
I don't have to work tonight.
Hey, there you go.
Maybe I can convince everyone to go and dance with me.
Yes.
That would be so fun.
Put on your dancing shoes.
Oh, yes, I love my dancing shoes.
Yeah. And at the Fest Hall, it will be Terry Cavanaugh and the Alpine Express will be entertaining. And if you like the polka and schottisch and waltz and all those kind of dances, that will be going on. So, or you can walk back and forth and do all of it. Good time.
Good times.
Tomorrow's the big day, of course, with the barbecue challenge at the fairgrounds. That'll be going on all day. Entertainment all day at the Fest Hall.
Good food.
Good food. Oh, good food everywhere.
I actually judged the barbecue competition last year.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. That was when I was Miss Wallace State, and they asked me to come and judge the barbecue contest, and so I was in my crown and everything, and all these men were looking at me like, "Are you going to eat all this barbecue?" Because you would taste every piece of barbecue.
Right.
So, and I did it.
Was it difficult to judge?
Yes, it was. It was very difficult because it was all so good, and you got to judge the professionals barbecue. This was the professionals barbecue that we got to taste, and they're kind of selective about who, because the professionals that come in, they only make enough barbecue for the competition. They don't make enough for everyone to eat. So I was so honored to get to taste it. It was so wonderful, and so. But yes, it was hard to judge and hard to eat. I didn't eat all day before because I knew that I would have to save up room.
How big a sample did you get?
It was an entire, like when you judge the ribs, you got an entire rib. You could eat the entire rib. Of course, I didn't do that because I don't think that I could have eaten, because each team, like you had like 6 or 8 in a pool of people trying to get judged, and so you had 6 or 8 ribs that you could try, and it's kind of overwhelming when you have 6 or 8 ribs in front of you. It's a little scary. I don't think I can eat all that.
Now, did they give you criteria as to what you were to look for?
Now, I forget what the criteria was. Some of it was like flavor and like the appearance of, you gave the appearance of the meat a judgment. You judged the taste and the texture and the overall, so it just varied. I forget now what it was, but I mean, these people were serious too. The Kansas City barbecue people are coming in to judge, and they all gave us a little lowdown on what you had to do to judge, and so.
Now, what did the professionals do different from the amateur people?
I don't know. I only judged the professional portion of it.
But didn't you go by and see some of the local contestants?
Yes. Now, well, no, I didn't that day. I just went straight to there. But I'm not sure about the amateur ones. I'm sure they judge it the same way. I'm sure that they would judge it the same way, but I didn't get to judge that portion.
It'd be interesting to see. We'll check that out tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. We have a Facebook friend of the day, I believe.
That's right. Our Facebook friend of the day today is William B. Osmer, and he likes history and the Military Channel.
Very good. This is Friday, and let's see. Okay, before we get to That's Politics, let's talk about football tomorrow. We got to work that in between all these other events. By the way, some of the events are going to have big screen TVs, so you won't miss out on any football if you want to participate in Oktoberfest. Auburn at Ole Miss, 11 o'clock. The charter cable channels, CW Channel 21 is on Channel 3, and the high definition channel is 703. Alabama plays at Missouri at 2:30. That's on the CBS network, Channel 7, or high definition Channel 707. So there you go. Now we'll talk about politics for today. Who's our guest?
Today's That's Politics, and Billy Coleman is our guest. He's going to be here to talk about the Section 16 property.
That's what we have lined up, and we'll have That's Politics right after this break.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. And I humbly ask the voters of Coleman County to please look at my record. Look at the things that I've accomplished during this term in office. And to please consider voting for me as I seek re-election in November of 2012. Thank you so much for your consideration.
We had to start it right at the beginning.
All right. Welcome to That's Politics on a Friday. Along with the usual suspects, Tom Drake, Tom Burleson, and myself.
George, we're going to let you get in and say a word or two.
Oftentimes I monopolize this thing.
Well, I'd just like to ask the superintendent something right off about how his ROTC program, I didn't even
let me tell
the fact that he had already started.
Make sure people know we have as a guest Coleman County School Superintendent Mr. Billy Coleman. And Mr. Drake's wondering about the ROTC program.
It's unbelievable. It's already started. It was a dream that came to fruition very quickly. We got about 50 kids in it right now, and part of that is because we just started it at the beginning of the year, and the kids didn't really know about it.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind we'll have 150 students involved in it next year. We have hired 2 great guys to be the instructors for it. So it's off and running. We had a color guard at our opening teacher institute.
Did you?
We're from Coleman County Schools.
All right.
And of course the city system is part of that. We're going in together on that, and it's off to a great start, and we're unbelievably excited about it.
Oh boy.
That's a good program, Billy. That'll be a good program because of discipline.
Discipline and leadership and patriotism and character.
Yeah.
It's just we think it's going to be wonderful.
Who is the nearest community or school that's got an ROTC program? There aren't that many, are there?
Not a lot of them, but Morgan County's ROTC is over at Brewer.
Okay.
And I was the football coach at Brewer in my retired life, and got to be good friends with those. They're great people over there, and they're helping us. They're helping to find equipment for us and uniforms for us, and then there's other people that have pitched into that, but the guys at Brewer Morgan County have been very nice. There's some others because they kind of help each other when a new program starts, but we're off and running, and I think it's going to be a great success.
Does the federal government provide some money for that program?
After a year, or maybe it's 2, I think it's after a year, the government will start helping pay them the salaries. You got a year or 2 to kind of get your feet wet and get the program established. But yes, they do eventually kick in and help.
Is there a physical fitness kind of test that's given some of the students, or given to those? Is that part of the program? The curriculum is a physical activity, or running, jumping?
Physical activity is definitely a part of it. Now, there's no test for entry into it, of course.
Right.
But yes, that's very much a part of it. And the students that I've talked to have really enjoyed it. And I just feel like next year it's going to be running out the seams.
Alabama has historically been an incredible source for young military men and women, right? So this would seem to be a natural, especially up here in this part of the country. And
they'll be the first to tell you that they're not really recruiting kids to do that, but when they show them something that's out there, then kids get interested. It's kind of like our engineering program. There's a lot of kids that would be interested in engineering, they just don't know anything about it. And once our engineering program got going, kids started saying, well, you know what, I think I might be interested in that. Well, the same thing's true of ROTC. They learn a little bit about the military, of course, but they're learning every day some great things about leadership, character, discipline, things that will help them in whatever they do in life. And guys, we didn't mention scholarship opportunities. A lot of these kids get opportunities to go into college on ROTC scholarships. So there's another benefit of the program.
Do you have a quota on how many can join?
We think that next year 150 will be just about the most that 2 instructors can handle. But if we were to have more than that, then, of course, we could move on into an additional instructor. We're just kind of taking that one step at a time.
Do they take ROTC throughout the whole school year, or is it just part of the school year?
It's throughout the whole school year in a 2-hour block at the vocational school, at our career center. Yes.
I guess that requires more buses, doesn't it?
Well, we already have the buses taking the career students up there anyway.
Right.
So unless there's just an influx of a lot of students just for ROTC, I guess you could have to have another bus, but right now we have not had to have one yet.
Which school is participates most in the ROTC program?
I was thinking that maybe last time I heard the guys, they said there was quite a few from West Point, maybe, but I'm not totally sure about that. And like I said, part of the problem this year was they didn't even know we were having it till they got back to school. Most of the kids already had their schedule set.
Okay.
So they had to make changes and stuff like that. I think next year is when you're going to see there's a tremendous amount of students.
Do the students buy their own uniforms, or are they provided?
No, they're provided. And like I said, the local ROTC programs in the area are helping us on that. But there are some other donations that are being made. There's other ways that we can get equipment and uniforms. But no, sir, the kids do not pay for their uniforms.
That 16th section of land deal, is that still on go?
That's my life right now. I'm in the middle of about 50 meetings. And on November the 6th, on our ballot, there will be a local amendment 1. It's on the back of the ballot, bottom right-hand corner. Yeah. Local Amendment 1. And what that will do is a yes vote lets the Board of Education manage property that was set aside for schools in 1785. Currently, the Conservation Department manages that property, and this would be a local vote to allow the local Board of Education to do that. And we have a piece of property on Smith Lake that is one of 3 Section 16s that we have in this county, and it is an unbelievably valuable piece of property and has tremendous potential, but not immediate potential, because as we all know, land's going to get more valuable in a few years as the economy picks up. But think about it, 25,000 feet of shoreline on 435 acres on Smith Lake. And you can do a little mathematics on lots on Smith Lake type stuff, and you can see that that's got to be the most valuable piece of Section 16 property in the United States, probably.
Wow. Will this be on the ballot for all counties, or is it just Coleman County?
That was huge, because this is a constitutional amendment. The only way that it could be only the people in Coleman County voting on it was for it to be unanimous in the House and the Senate, and it was. And that was miraculous. That's prayer right there. Because if one person had voted against it, I'd be having to try to tell the whole state about this, and I don't know what our chances would be, probably slim and none. But it was unanimous, and to answer your question, yes, only people in Coleman County will make this decision. And that's why we're very optimistic. It's not like the half-cent sales tax where there's something coming out of your pocket, you know.
Right.
And we greatly appreciated that. But all this is to allow the Board of Education, instead of the State Conservation Department, to manage property that was designated for schools before Alabama ever became a state.
But does that law apply to other counties too? Just say individually, say like West.
Well, they'd have to come with their own, I believe.
Yes, sir.
That's right. They might have to have the whole state to vote on it if they get a
yes, sir.
no vote. See,
we were pretty much told that this was impossible, and the State Conservation Department, they get a 10% management fee, so they're not for this. And obviously, we think that what happened is when we went to the governor and we said that if we get a chance to manage the property, we'll only take 10% of what is made and put it into our funds. 90% will go into a trust, and we will draw the interest off that, so that this lasts forever for our schools. And Coleman City is part of this, by the way. They're going to get a portion of this. He loved that. And he said, well, now, I like the fact that you're thinking long term, because sometimes Section 16 property gets sold, the money's used, and it's gone forever. But that's not our plan. And so I think that he must have, somebody talked to the Conservation Department and told them just maybe to leave us alone, I guess. I don't know. But the fact that it was a unanimous vote, that was huge. And we're very appreciative and thankful to our legislative delegation for making this possible, but also to all those people that let the Coleman County voters decide property in Coleman County for Coleman County school kids, to let us make that decision.
I don't think that's ever happened before, and I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Well, it might not.
I mean, you were lucky to get
that.
You're lucky.
Tom, are you saying that you don't
think? And I wanted to ask you if the whole state was going to vote for it because it wouldn't pass, but it did.
I just
now, why, Tom, would it not? If there was a case made, do they have a lot lot of power?
Well, they like that money, see, and they're not really anxious for it.
And when someone doesn't, I mean, But that's interesting you say that, Tom.
Yeah. Well,
let me say this so that people understand this. There probably a lot of folks don't really understand what we're talking about. But on every deed, if you own your property, it will show that your property lies within a township, one means of measurement, right, and a range. So within every township and range, which is a square block, there's, 36 different sections. Alabama state law said that section number 16 would be devoted for educational use, right? Because it's basically centered in the middle of that square.
Right. Actually, the Land Ordinance Act of 1785, before Alabama ever became a state, said that. And when Alabama became a state, they took over the responsibility of Section 16. But yeah, there's Section 16 property all over the place.
This is the first time deal this ever happened. What he did, me and Tom Burson talked a lot about that. I stayed down there 16 and a half years, and 32 and a half years, and nobody ever brought that up because they figured that the conservation department would kill it if he did. So that's the way it.
You're bound to have some counties looking over their shoulder at what was happening here.
We've had some calls. Well, we have had some calls, and we've worked on it for 18 months. I mean, we've had enough cold water poured over us that it's amazing we didn't turn to icicles. But it was difficult. But there's a lot of people that worked hard on this. I get to sit up here and talk about it, but you got Miss Franey, at the county office did the research, and Mr. Whaley and Miss Franey and Randy Dunlap and I all went down there, and there's a lot of people that have worked really hard. This didn't just happen by accident. I mean, we've really worked hard about it. And
well,
a lot of prayers.
There's another question I have to ask you.
Yes, sir.
It's got to pass here too.
Yes, sir.
Let's remind
it passed here. No, sir. What we feel like we need to do is just let people know the facts, because if you don't know the facts, you're probably going to vote no. I mean, aren't we?
Right.
I mean, if we don't understand something, we'll just say, okay, well,
so you've seen the language of this amendment.
Oh, right? Yes, sir. And it's going to take a yes vote. It says Coleman County Board of Education. It says Section 16. Right. It's on the back of the ballot, bottom right-hand corner. And as we have explained it, we're right in the middle of a whole bunch of meetings. Yeah. And as we've explained it, people say, "Oh, okay, I get it. I understand."
Who are you going to with these meetings? To meeting with which
We've got
groups?
Community meetings set up. Every civic organization known to man that exists within Coleman, I've been to those. All the senior citizen meetings. Anybody that will ask me to come and share it. We've got DVDs of the presentation where people can take it and just show it to other people. We're going to put a few signs up around the city here in the next week. We're going to put a shopper's guide, newspaper. You guys let me come on today and do this. We're working as hard as we can just to get the message out, because you're right. People have to understand it, what it is.
Well, people be somewhat cutting their throats if they don't vote for it, right?
I will. I won't go that far, but I just think it's a win-win. The people who are going to come out of that are our kids. That's who's going to benefit. For us, it's capital projects that we can't afford right now. And we're going to come back and talk more about this.
Yeah, we're going to. Let's take a break if we don't mind, and come back and we'll resume this subject on That's Politics.
The most common type of adoption hearing that I have here in Coleman County is a step-parent adoption. It's a very happy day when I get to sign the papers and make official, make legal what occurred in the heart of that step-parent the day he or she became the loving parent. Those important decisions happen each and every day for me as probate judge.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. we make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Well, we're back with Coleman County School Superintendent Billy Coleman talking about this amendment. It's what amendment number? Do you know the number it is? Because there are going to be 11 of those things.
It's Local Amendment 1.
Local Amendment 1.
Now, there's State Amendment 1, but Local Amendment 1, it'll be on the back of the ballot, bottom right-hand corner.
Okay. And that's going to be a show by itself between now and elections to determine what are all these amendments. And we know the one you're talking about,
yes, sir.
But there are 10 others, I believe, on there.
Well, as long as we let the people know this is going to be all right.
Yes,
yeah, but you still got to have a lot of instruction, because people will go to that poll and they'll see that ballot and all those amendments on there, and they get so confused you wouldn't believe it.
A lot of times they'll just scratch them
off.
Yeah.
Vote some way.
What Dennis mentioned a minute ago about explaining some of these groups and their use of the property now, I believe.
Most Section 16 property now, and again, it is now managed by the State Conservation Department. Most Section 16 either has the timber cut off it or is leased to hunting clubs. And that's probably appropriate, because most Section 16 property is out in the rural areas. Those would be the ways that you would make money. Mm-hmm. There's not any other Smith Lake Section 16 pieces. I didn't talk about the other two pieces, did I? Up in Joppa, there's 321 acres, and the timber was cut off that 3 years ago. And the third piece of property is 122 acres on Chicory Ridge past the golf course, between the golf course and the interstate. Mm-hmm. Those are our three pieces. But the Smith Lake property, because it's got 25,000 feet of shoreline, it's leased to a couple of hunting clubs, and that would be fine if there wasn't a lake there, but that's what makes this a little different, but that's what the Conservation Department has used it for. It's a 10% management fee. It goes into a trust at the state, distributed it out. Section 16 money then is distributed out to school systems in the state. That's how it's working now.
Mm-hmm. Well, what did the Conservation Department use that for? Did they use it as part of their budget, or?
Well, their 10% they probably did. Now, the other 90% is supposed to go back to the schools. Yeah. So we get some money each year on
already.
Yes, sir. Yep. We do, and it varies, and we don't know why. It's never a ton of money, but at best it can be, $50,000 in a year. At worst, it can be, $10,000. It kind of varies from year to year. But yes, schools do get some money from that.
The properties at Joppa and like Chicory Ridge, those don't fall within Section 16, do they?
Yes, sir. There's three pieces of Section 16 property that's still left in Coleman County, and all three of those, should this amendment pass, would be managed by us. And I think we need, if you don't mind, we need to talk about, if it's passed, how are we going to handle that?
Right.
We're going to be slow and deliberate, and we're going to really try to put a lot of thought into it. We're going to get input from community. We're probably going to set up an advisory committee separate from the school board, because we're not in the land developing business. That's not what we do, and we know that. But we've already been told that we can at least have a seat at the table with Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, and Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. Now, I don't know what will happen as a result of those meetings, but we're going to think big, and we're going to dream big at first. Because, if Cabela's went down there and put a resort in, that's going to be jobs, income tax, people buying houses in this area, property tax, Sales tax. I mean, there's a lot of, it's not going to just impact our schools. It'll impact the whole economy of Coleman County. I mean, what if a Bass Pro Shop went down there and did a resort?
There's talk of that now, isn't there? About a Bass Pro Shop or
you know,
some kind of museum or some sort?
No, what it is. It's a bass museum down on 222. That's not Bass Pro Shop, but yeah, there is talk of that. But from what I understand by somebody that I was talking to, Decatur all but had a Bass Pro Shop, but somebody voted against it. And Bass Pro Shop, what they said, was ready to go in up there. And I'm not saying they'll be interested. Right. I'm just saying we're going to think big and just see what the possibilities are. But we want to go slow and make sure that we make sound decisions. And guys, something else we got to do, and I'm not sure how, we got to make sure. So this ain't going to happen when I'm superintendent. And probably we're going to have a new board. I mean, years from now when this fully develops, we've got to ensure that our vision of making this into a trust where it lasts forever is not messed with. Right. And, you know, we've got to figure that out. And I think getting input from the community will help us. But I might have to get you guys to give us some thoughts on that.
It could have ended up kind of like the oil and gas trust fund, you know.
Well, I know that. And
we don't want that to happen.
That's right. And I don't know what we can do, but we're going to do everything we can. But one thing's for sure. Here's the question. Who's going to manage land that was set aside for school children better? The local Board of Education that serves those school children, or the Commission on Natural Resources and Conservation by the state?
Right.
That's the choice, really, because one of those two is going to do it.
Well, just by sheer makeup, they're going to want to preserve what's there, the conservation folks, and the school board wants what's best for the children going to school.
And we have to remember that this land was set up originally for the maintenance of public schools.
Right.
That's why Section 16 was set up. So it's not like, you know, we're not trying to mess up the original intent of that land. That land was set up for schools.
Right. Why does it take years? Billy, explain that. If passed, will the time-consuming process be attracting these different entities to come and maybe start using this property? Will that be the reason it takes so long, you said, or years?
Well, think about this. I'm going to throw some, you know, you can do anything with figures, you know. If you take 25,000 feet of shoreline and you divide it by 100-foot lots, you get 250 lots. Now, 5 years ago, a 100-foot lot on Smith Lake sold for over $200,000 a lot.
Ooh.
So that's $50 million. Ooh. But that's not worth that now. If we went out there and tried to sell off land now, well, we all know it's not going to be worth near as much as it is 5 years from now. So if it came down to something like that, it wouldn't be in the best interest of our kids and our system. We would want to wait.
Right.
You know, and we want to see what our options are first before we just jump in and start trying to sell stuff. So meeting with these key people to see if to gauge their interest, that's going to take time. You know, so that's my thinking on it. You know,
if you got a real good committee set up of good people knowing what they're doing,
exactly,
then you can sit down and debate all this and work it out.
That's right. Yes, sir. And that's our plan. Yes, sir.
Explain the difference there, Billy. You mentioned either it would be managed by Board of Education or a separate committee. Your feeling is that the separate committee or a board would be more involved in maybe development, have backgrounds and that kind of issue?
Well, I think what I'm wanting to say, maybe not doing a good job, is some checks and balances.
Yeah.
Some people to say, whoa, remember how you said you were going to do this to begin with? I mean, checks and balances are good for everybody. Our board is fantastic. I mean, the 7 people on our board are great. And I envision that future boards will be just as great. Future superintendents, they're going to want to help kids just like other superintendents have. But it's tempting when things are really going bad. And you've got a source, I've got this trust over here. My goodness, we need that now.
Right.
Well, that's a great temptation. And what we're thinking about is some checks and balances just to remind each other, well, no, wait a minute. That's not why we set that up so it would perpetuate itself forever. that's what we want to make sure that we at least try to address. You know, and not saying that we're right, but we've done the work on it. We think the people need something that will last forever, and so we're kind of committed to that. We'd like to think that that's going to continue.
A committee like you said that just works on that alone. Wow, that's the best thing we can do.
I'm thinking that
they'll preserve it.
I think so. Yeah.
The county has benefited from some of the taxes on alcohol. It's been on sale for over a year now, I believe, in the city of Coleman, and soon to be, if not already, in Huntsville. Who's the other one? Good Hope, maybe.
Good Hope.
Have you seen a marked increase in funds for your schools because of the sale of alcohol?
Well, first thing is our system doesn't get any alcohol tax. What we get is sales tax.
Right.
Because the city of Coleman, now if they put a alcohol tax on, you know, that would go for the school systems within Coleman. We get sales tax off it, and I think probably I'm just going to throw a figure out there, and it's not going to be perfect, but we're probably going to get $25,000-$30,000 off of sales tax from alcohol, and I could be off. I mean, that's just off the top of my head, but that's what we would get is sales tax.
So it's less than $100,000 a year.
For us, it is.
For the county
because
schools.
we don't get if there was an alcohol tax imposed, we wouldn't get that.
Yeah. Okay. Need to take a break. We'll be back in the second half with Superintendent of Coleman County Schools, Billy Coleman.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
I designated myself and one cell phone number. The cell phone number that I have is the one contact number that is available for the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, Coleman Regional Medical Center, and any individual that is in need of contact with the probate office for psychiatric commitments after hours on holidays and weekends.
Let's give away some prizes. You ready to go?
Yes.
Let's see what the prizes we have for today. We have the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill. We have yogurt for 2 at 32 Degrees, a yogurt bar. And we also have 2 tickets to the Boogeyman's Barn at Steel Orchard.
Yes.
The Haunted Barn. And by the way, that will be tonight and tomorrow night, next Friday and Saturday, and the following Friday and Saturday. So we have 2 tickets for that. You can either use them this weekend or future dates. So those are the prizes we have for today. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask a question about one of these ads. Starting with People's Tires. Save as much as 50% on the HydroMaster tire, a remold tire. Looks and wears just like new.
Deb's Bookstore is your hometown bookstore just down the road. Used books are half price every day, and new books are 20% off every day. Browsers are welcome and gift certificates are available. Deb's Bookstore on 3rd Street.
Mr. Plumber, Coleman's only professional full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company. They are locally owned and operated. They sell tank and tankless water heater sales and service. That's Mr. Plumber.
Mr. Hicksman's Wear, they have businessmen suits and sport coats in regular, big, and tall sizes. Their business and casual shirts have sizes up to 5X, and he has 20% off Pima cotton.
Doug Dogga Jewelers features Sorelli antique-inspired heirloom jewelry. This is the fashion item right now. That's why you shop at Doug Dogga Jewelers.
And join 32 Degrees for their anniversary on Saturday, October the 20th. Enter to win free yogurt for a year. 32 lucky customers will win. They have karaoke from 6 to 8.
Uniform Place, fabulous fall fashions, inspired new looks for style at work, more complete outfits and flexible styles than ever before. Uniform Place.
Tires for Less is more than just tires. They have air conditioning, oil changes, and minor engine repairs. They have over 80 years of experience servicing cars. Plus, mention you saw them on Channel 2 and receive $5 off an oil change. Tires for Less.
And right next door, Earl's Body Shop reminds you, move over for emergency vehicles. Earl's Body Shop offers 24-hour wrecker service. Large and small towing is available. They're located on Highway 31 North.
And the Tutor Doctor make this the best school year ever with personalized in-home tutoring. Visit www.inhometutors-alabama.com for more information.
Savor the experience of savings at Yates Chance Christian Bookstore. Save $25 on the new King James Study Bible, available now. And the media burn bar is ebook capable. Yates Chance Christian Bookstore. Those are some of the merchant ads. The question for today is about the Wellness and Aquatic Center, which Paige knows very, very well.
Yes.
They have an indoor pool for competition swimming.
Yes.
How many lanes are in that pool?
How many lanes are in that pool? I can
You
answer that
swim
right
it all the
now.
time,
I can
don't
get
you?
these prizes.
All
I do
right.
swim in it, yes.
The competition pool has how many lanes for swimming competition? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And our first person with the correct answer receives the meal special for two, High Tide Sports Grill, yogurt for two at 32 Degrees, and 2 tickets to the Boogeyman's Haunted Barn at
Billy
Steel
Coleman
Orchard.
wants to win our prizes. He's sending
tell him
numbers my
he's
way.
got the wrong answer.
I know he does. I'm sorry, Mr. Coleman.
He's trying to give us signals, but that's too many, Billy.
If anybody doesn't know how many lanes are in the competition pool, you can come by the Aquatic Center and I will be glad to show you how many we have. I will be glad to.
Or take a guess.
Yes, just
right?
take a guess.
It's between 1 and 100. Okay, we have a caller ready to go. Hello, who's calling?
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. From where are you calling?
Coleman.
Okay, how many lanes in the pool at the Aquatic Center?
Is it 6?
Yes.
You got it right. 6 lanes for competition swimming. Stay on the line, please. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, 6 lanes are available. 6 teams can swim at the same time in competition. Right. Let's look at that ad and the rest of our merchant ads right now. Starting with the Baldwin Counseling Center, Dr. Howard Rogers says help is just a phone call away. Call 256-737-3087. Weight loss, individual, and family counseling all available.
And join 32 Degrees for their anniversary on Saturday, October the 20th. Enter to win free yogurt for a year. 32 lucky customers will win. They have karaoke from 6 to 8.
You're in good hands with Sorelli at Doug Dogga Jewelers. Sorelli is antique-inspired heirloom jewelry. That's why you shop at Doug Dogga Jewelers on Compass Way in Southwest Coleman.
Mullins Body Shop on Highway 31 south of Phelan. You've counted on them for over 52 years, and you can count on them today. Call Sunny, Stacy, Beth, or Jim, 734-1353, Mullins Body Shop.
There's the Wellness and Aquatic Center, the very first item there, 6-lane competition pool. Of course, they have the indoor track, they have aerobic and cycling classes. The indoor leisure pool is my speed.
Sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Ask for any 4 for just $5.55. The October Blizzard of the Month is pumpkin pie. I've had several of those already, so go out and get one today.
Several?
Several.
Several, wow. High Tide Sports Grill reminds you they'll be serving German food tonight and also have live music featuring the band Horizon tonight at High Tide Sports Grill.
And Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique, they're open on Monday through Friday from 8 to 8 and Saturday from 8 to 4. Amanda and Jessica are the owners there. They have childcare that's provided, and they also sell lotions, swimwear, handbags, and more. It's Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique.
Open the door to history and fine prints. Renard's Gallery, an art gallery, also a gift store, a jewelry store. Custom framing is available, located on 1st Avenue Southeast.
Cosmic Sound. They have over 25 years in the DJ entertainment business. Call DJ Big Deal or visit CosmicSound.net for more information.
And it's time for Halloween fun at It's My Party. Costumes for everybody, balloons, party supplies, weekly specials are available. This is the home of Lulu, the gorilla, at It's My Party. Those are the merchandise we have for today, and we have a lot of birthdays to talk about. Who has a birthday today?
That's right, we do. On this Friday, Sherry Federer celebrates a birthday. On Saturday, Tiffany Miller, Sean Burgess, Gene Edelman, and Chad Reynolds celebrate birthdays. And on Sunday, Wanda Morris and Kelsey White celebrate a birthday. So happy birthday to you all. And now it's time to draw for our 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and our ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Okay, our weekly winner for the birthday cake is Wanda Morris. Her birthday is coming up on Sunday. And let's see, we had one anniversary this week.
We do, Dwayne and Faye Morris, and they will win the Candle Garden certificate for $15.
And the weather forecast for today, brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet. Make the switch to Mitch. The forecast for today, cloudy, slight chance of rain with a high of 79. Maybe some fog later on tonight, otherwise cloudy, low of 56. Beautiful sunny day tomorrow for the high of 81.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Coleman County. And for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with auto owners. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Karen. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Guten Tag.
It's Oktoberfest time in Coleman County, and that means 9 days of great food, 9 days of great music, 9 days of great fun. Events take place all over Coleman County, but the center of Oktoberfest is here at Farmers Market at Fest Hall Market Plaza. There's so much going on. Get your complete schedule of events right now at www.colemanoktoberfest.com. Print it out and make your list of events you don't want to miss. Come join us for the great food, music, and community celebration during Oktoberfest. Don't miss it. The ride of your life. You'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from 2 big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
We're back with That's Politics. Our guest today is Superintendent of Coleman County Schools, Mr. Billy Coleman. My goodness, Mr. Coleman, the Southern Poverty Law Center wants to know just what kind of an impact these laws have had in Alabama on their illegal immigrants going to school or whatever. Is that something that do you feel like, I guess, has been stated by the state people that it's some laws are private, so you don't want to start providing private information as to how many you have or don't have of these young children?
Well, our job is to educate kids, and that's what we do. I sympathize with some of the situations that are out there, and I think we all should, to be a part of this country. I think we should all be an active participant, go through the legal channels, and we should support, do our part through income tax and all that sort of thing. But from an educational standpoint, we just educate the kids. Right. And those kids, this is not their war, it's not their battle or anything like that. So we just love our kids. Mm-hmm. We just try to educate our children and Maybe the other entities can work all that out. We have enough. I can promise you, we have enough going on without having to get into all the dynamics of that situation. So, we try to educate the kids and do the best that we can.
Can you tell me, has the number of these young kids increased this year, or did it decrease this year after that law went into effect?
Well, I think in Coleman County, we did a tremendous job. We called all our kids individually. We have a wonderful lady that works at our central office, and she does a great job in meeting the needs of that part of our population of kids. The kids that we lost were the kids, I guess, that the family moved. Mm-hmm. I mean, if the family moved, the kids are going to go.
Right.
But many of the kids returned.
Mm-hmm. So you have as many?
After we called and said, hey, look, we're here to educate your child.
Right.
I mean, and I would say, I don't know the answer exactly, but I would say it's much the same.
About the same.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Has it traditionally increased each year?
I don't know. I don't know. I think so.
Yeah.
I think probably, but I really don't know.
Is there one side of the county or one school that has a larger percentage of these folks?
I really don't know that either.
Yeah.
We're so little into. We just see them all as our kids. Mm-hmm. And when I walk down through the halls of the school, I give the kids all high fives, and I don't really pay much attention to any of their other their background or anything. So I really don't know, but I would think that probably there would be an area that would be maybe have the greatest increase. I don't know what they would be.
When did you first start as a teacher, Billy? What year did you start?
That's about before they had schools. 1978.
78.
I was a teacher and coach at Benjamin Russell High School in Alexander City and just loved it.
Describe the difference between what the requirements for a teacher then as compared to now, someone trying to get a teaching job as a young person.
I think teaching's changed a lot. I think there's more input from the state. I think there's more rigorous professional development than there was then. There wasn't as many national standards that had come down the pike. I don't think the kids have changed all that much. I mean, kids are great. Mm-hmm. Young people are tremendous. They're going to do about what you expect of them.
Right.
Discipline's probably changed a little bit in terms of what you can do. I think the family has changed a lot since then.
There's a lot
more dynamics that are feeding into these kids' lives than maybe there were then.
Are there more broken families? I
think probably there are.
Single parent.
Yeah, I don't know for a fact. It's just Billy talking, but I think some of the problems they face are more profound. But now back in the early 70s, we had our share too. I grew up in the late 60s and early 70s. To tell me that wasn't a pretty wild time in our history. I mean, it was. I mean, you hear about Altamont and Woodstock and long hair and all that kind of rebellion and the drug culture and rock music. That was born during my era. So I don't know that. When you think about it, we had our share of problems, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. I think the big thrill whenever I graduated in '68 was put one of our teachers' Volkswagen up on blocks so he couldn't leave. That was, and the closest thing to an illegal drug or even a legal drug was Warrior. The package store Warrior. Yeah. But it's a whole different world now in terms of drugs and the availability of those things. And sometimes it's kind of shocking to see some of the people arrested who have a hand in it.
There's just a lot more distractions. There's a lot more to pull you to the side, I think, probably than there was then.
Billy, as a country, we need to do something about education because we're floating along about 23, 24. Other countries are ahead of us. Mm-hmm. We used to be number one.
True.
In math and science and everything. Mm-hmm. Now we're about 23, 25, something like that. But something needs to be done with our education. I'm not talking about in Coleman County. I'm talking about nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
How has that come about, in your view, in your opinion? And that's all it would be, Billy. Why has that come about? What factors came into play to put us farther down the ladder?
Well, I'm going to throw something out that's a little different for
Okay.
me. All right. When they do those studies now, let's be reminded of this. All the countries that rank ahead of us in those polls, they choose their students. They don't educate all their kids. They select kids from that country take those tests or have the ability to be educated. In the United States, and I'm glad we do, we try to educate all our kids. So those numbers are skewed a little bit, but I'll be the first to tell you we can always do better. You know, I would like to see education be a little more state-oriented. I think the federal government has probably gotten into education, you know, a little bit more. And I think the further you get from the classroom, the less you know about education, really. I don't know as much about what's going on in the classroom as I did if I was teaching.
Right.
The state, then the federal government. I would like to see, and there, you know, the word, Judge Burleson, I'm going to just go out and leave on, the word entitlement is killing us today.
In what respect?
It just, everybody, you owe me, but, you know, I need to earn, I need to earn what I get, you know, and just work hard, and I'm afraid that this word entitlement, we're so busy trying to reach out and correct all of this that we've lost our core values. And our core values is what our country was built upon. And I think until that stops eroding away and we can get back to the basic values our forefathers built this country on, we're going to continue to struggle.
Is that a part of the parents, or the children also expect entitlements?
I think it's our whole culture. I mean, I just think everybody, we just live in a time now where if the coffee's too hot at McDonald's, I mean, you owe me. I mean, you know, it's just everything that's out there, we're looking for that entitlement word just kind of creeps in. Didn't mean to get on that.
We need it.
I wanted to talk about what they were going to dress up as on Halloween. That's really what I wanted.
What, these two?
Yeah, that's right.
We got it on.
I'm going to get
We got it on, boy.
Hey, me and Tom's got to get up a wig.
No, don't do that, because it would
So you got me off on that. I want to laugh with them about wigs and stuff like that.
We got less than a minute. Let's remind people about this amendment coming up November 6th. Tell them why they should vote yes.
It's for our kids. It gives us an opportunity to take some very valuable property and use it for our kids.
Good. Vote yes. All right. Thank you, Mr. Coleman, for coming to see us.
Thanks, man.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir. You did a good job.
I love being with you guys. Y'all are great.
Children are the future of Coleman County. As a parent and grandparent, I understand the importance of their protection. As your probate judge, I will hear all cases involving our children with a caring heart for them to achieve the success they deserve.
Adoptions and conservatorships require a detailed knowledge of the law and a heart for children. Tammy Brown has both. That's why we're asking you.
November 6th, vote for Tammy Brown!
If you're looking for the ride of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed, and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it, and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama, it's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from two big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
Buckwheat's got a headache in his stomach.
I'll get him a hot water bottle. A headache in the stomach. Your stomach ache in the head.
Keep a stiff upper lip, pal. You'll be all right in a minute.
Here you are. How does that feel?
Fine, thank you very much.
Now, will you boys please try and go to sleep?
Okay, Mr. Hood. Say, buckwheat.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The second annual Oktoberfest Barbecue Challenge will be tomorrow from 9 to 5 at the Coleman County Fairgrounds. The cost is $5. There will be barbecue, bands, fun, and beverages. The Women's Ministry Annual Fall Bazaar will be Saturday, October the 27th from 7 to 1. It's at the Welty Cumberland Presbyterian Church Fellowship Hall, and proceeds benefit the missions and projects there. The Monster Dash 5K and Monster Mile will be October the 27th at the Coleman Wellness and Aquatic Center. The Monster Mile will be at 8 a.m. and the Monster Dash at 8:30. Costume, Pilot Club Rummage Sale and Coleman Fairgrounds Exhibit Hall. The Coleman Pilot Club Rummage Sale will be at the Coleman Fairgrounds and Exhibit Hall. This will be Friday, October 26th and Saturday, October the 27th from 7 to 4 and 7 to 2. Proceeds support the Pilot Club of Coleman. Steel Orchard presents The Return of the Boogeyman's Barn, October the 12th through 13th, the 19th through the 20th, and the 26th through the 27th, and Halloween night. For more information, call 734-5248. Community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If you'd like to email us a community billboard, send it to channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to 256-734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
Weather forecast for today, cloudy, slight chance of rain with a high of 79. Maybe some fog late tonight, cloudy, otherwise a low of 56, and sunny tomorrow with a high of 81. A reminder that our program streams live on the internet every day, channel2coleman.com. Also, you can go to the same website and see our archive programs on YouTube. Coming up on Monday, who's coming to see us?
On Monday, we have Brandy Chambly from the Monster Dash. She's going to be visiting with us. And also, we have Jenny Buha, who is going to be with us. She is from 32 Degrees here in Coleman.
And I understand she is bringing a taste test.
Yes, she's bringing a taste test just for you, Dennis.
Wow.
Yes.
Looking forward to Monday. Have a good weekend. Thank you for watching today on 2.